Hi, vintage bakers! Join me today in the kitchen while I make the creamiest and most delicious retro chocolate cream pie. A homemade dark chocolate filling is topped with a pile of silky smooth whipped cream. And all of this deliciousness is layered inside a crunchy graham cracker crust. This pie is incredibly soft and silky and is so easy anyone can make this from scratch at home. I'll show you how to turn a few simple ingredients into a show-stopping dessert. So let's get into the kitchen. This is how I make a chocolate cream pie. To start this recipe, I'm going to prepare the crunchy golden graham cracker crust. If you already have a store-bought crust, then skip ahead to the filling. Add this to a bowl and then sprinkle in a 1/4 cup of sugar and 6 tablespoons of melted butter. Stir until everything is well coated in the butter. I'm going to press this into the bottom and up the side of my pie plate, just using my thumb at the top to press and create a nice edge. This is now ready to go into my preheated 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius oven for 10 minutes. Remove from the oven and using a flat bottom cup or scoop, just press back down any parts of the crust that have puffed up. This is now going to get set aside to cool while I get on with making the filling for the pie. For the rich chocolate filling, I'm going to start by scalding my milk. As you would guess, for a pie with cream in its name, this is going to be full of dairy. I'm going to add 2 cups of milk to a pot on medium-high heat. Then, using a double boiler, which is just a bowl set over top of a pot of boiling water, I'm going to add into the bowl 1 cup of sugar, 1/3 of a cup of all-purpose flour, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to stir in 1/2 cup of milk and whisk until smooth. I can see steam rising up from my pot of milk and it's just about to simmer, so it's ready to pour into my double boiler. I'm also going to add in 2 squares of unsweetened baker's chocolate, which I've already cut into pieces. Whisk the mixture until smooth. I'm going to add everything back to my other pot over direct heat. With the pot on medium, whisk until you start to see bubbles appear and the mixture is thickened. This will happen quite quickly. To thicken this and add even more richness, I'm going to add in 2 egg yolks. I need to temper the egg yolks first, which is just increasing their temperature slowly so they don't scramble. While whisking, slowly add in about 1 cup of the hot chocolate mixture. Now we can pour the eggs into the pot of hot chocolate filling. Cook for about 2 minutes to cook the eggs and thicken the filling. Remove from the heat and stir in 1 tablespoon of butter and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I'm going to set this aside to cool while I move on to make the creamy whipped topping. Since I want my pie to last over the next few days, I'm going to make a stabilized whipped cream so that it stays beautifully full and fluffy in the fridge and I won't risk it melting or becoming liquidy on top of my pie. Add to a small sauce pot over medium-high heat 1 tablespoon of powdered sugar and 1 teaspoon of cornstarch. Whisk in a 1/4 cup of heavy cream and stir until it bubbles and starts to thicken, which should happen quite quickly. Transfer to a dish and allow it to cool to room temperature. To make the whipped cream, I'm going to add 1 cup of heavy cream to a bowl and whip until it starts to thicken. Then add in the cooled stabilizer and beat this along with the cream until it holds a stiff peak. And now the fun part, I get to assemble the luscious chocolate cream pie. Start by spreading the chocolate into the bottom of the graham cracker crust, followed by the fluffy whipped cream. I'm just going to spread this out to the sides and then use a spatula to make little peaks all over the top of the pie. For an added flourish, sprinkle over top a dusting of cocoa, chocolate shavings, or chocolate sprinkles. For a fully set filling, allow this dreamy chocolate cream pie to chill in the fridge for 4 hours. However, it can be sliced and served immediately if you just can't wait to test out this rich, fluffy masterpiece. Enjoy! If you're a fan of deliciously simple, vintage recipes and old-fashioned skills, then you'll want to check out this next video. Thanks for stopping by.